Hello and welcome. I am Jennie Wallach. I am based in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been in real estate for 25 years now. Time flies when you're having fun, I'll tell you. But what I have learned over these years is this business is amazing and it could also eat you up. There is no necessarily shut off time in real estate. You could literally work every single day, all the hours, all of the days and the months and the years pass by, and you look back and you go, wait a minute, what happened there? Did I actually live a life that I love? And maybe through our time here today, you could learn how to design your ideal calendar and build a business and a life that you love all in one. And it's possible. I know that it takes a little bit of intention and purpose, but it is possible to tap into who you are, what matters to you most, and design your calendar based around those things. All right, so here we go. We'll get started. I am going to share a couple things with you. First off, hi, I'm Jennie. The truth is that I had to learn how to make space for what matters most to me, but it wasn't always easy. I got into real estate when I was a single person, not married, no kiddo, and you could, if that's your situation, you could really work a lot when you want flexibility of the times of days that you decide to work. And then I had this little cutie pie named Mia that I actually get to go pick her up next week from her first year in college. And so life changes when things come into or people come into your world that you'd like to have focus and intention with. And for my daughter, that's what happened for me. So Mia was a little person and I was a real estate agent. And if you've ever experienced this, you know what I mean, where you feel like you are torn. You are pulled in both directions. You want to be a great parent or friend or partner, whatever that looks like for you. And you also want to be a great real estate professional for your clients. And sometimes those can clash. They can come head to head because the urgency of being a successful real estate agent sometimes could take precedence over family and time or being present where you are with the people that matter most to you. And so, over all these years, I'm never going to claim that I've got it figured out totally, and I've never been perfect with it. But I did learn little hacks along the way that allowed me to block my life with the things that matter most while still building a business with success of helping lots of families and giving back to my community without overwhelm. Have there been times of overwhelm? Absolutely. And hopefully now I can kind of share some of the lessons that I've learned so you don't have to go through so much of the pain that I lived through. So I have found, and maybe I'm wrong, but I found that most agents, you'll hear this sometimes when you ask people why would they want to get into real estate or what did they get into real estate for? Now, this is the early days. And I have heard that they get into real estate for these three F's. Have you guys heard these three F's before? Well, there's the freedom, the flexibility, and the financial windfall that will just come your way when you tell everybody that you're a real estate agent. And I mean, I tease with this, and it is really true. People will say that I want to get into real estate for the freedom and flexibility. And I'm like, that's great. You can have all of the freedom that you want in which 18 hours of the day you'd like to work, right? It's a joke, and you guys get it because you could really dedicate that much time to this business if you decided. And the financial part, oh, gosh, it may take a bit. It may not for some, which is super great and awesome. But the financial part typically comes after you've learned to pay attention to and learn how to do this business and how to follow up with people and how to communicate, and then learning the contract, then learning the processes. I mean, there's a lot to learn, obviously. And we also have the lowest entry level. Like you really just need a couple $1,000s to get a real estate license and pass a test. So people can get into this business and maybe be fooled by what it really takes to succeed. I'm not discouraging anyone because the great thing about this business is anyone can be successful in this business. It doesn't matter where you came from or your background or education level or even your behavioral style. All different humans can be successful real estate professionals. I truly believe that. The truth is, though, soon after getting into real estate, they find out the truth. Like, oh, I actually need to work. I actually need to learn. I actually need to talk to people. And that is the truth of real estate. So, what if your calendar could give you both success and your sanity at the same time? This isn't blocking all day long of work, 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 work. This is balancing your work and your values and what matters most to you. It can be done. It really can. So I love adding in quotes to my presentations, and I found this one from Tony Robbins, and he says, "Winners are not those who do the most, they're the ones who do what matters most." I'd say Tony Robbins has kind of found out how to be successful in being himself and definitely in alignment with who he is and what matters most. And that's what we'd like to strive for. So I like sharing. It is my 10-year anniversary. I know it's really cool. It's the 10 years that I have recovered from being so burned out in this business and really having a breakdown. I don't know if you've gotten there yet. Have you gotten to the place in your business where you just really hate people? Is that just me? A little bit. Yeah, totally. And that's so sad to say that when you get into this funk of business and life that's high stress and frustrating. Maybe you're having some success on the outside, but you're still feeling like a failure on the inside. There's a lot of things that could go into this. Sometimes we can just get to a place of, I remember just feeling frozen, I guess. I knew what I needed to do, but I didn't have the motivation or desire to do it. So when you get to that place in your business where you're feeling like that, it's a pretty dark, bad place because you may have a lot of stress that you're putting on yourself. And maybe other people are putting stress on you, or you're pushing that energy out to others. I just remembered back in 2015 is when I was really kind of having my moment of figuring things out. I just remember knowing that I should be talking to people, but the last thing I wanted to do, because my energy was so low and I wasn't focused on um, being in alignment with what gave me joy, that I just didn't want to talk to anybody. And it's really hard to have a successful real estate business when you don't talk to people. So I don't know where you are. If you've been there, I'm sorry. If you haven't yet, congratulations. Maybe you'll not have to go as extreme whenever you are learning some of the things, the tips and the tools that I've learned, that others have learned that maybe could help you to kind of fast track some of those failures so that you may not have to go through it as extreme. And I found though that most agents burn out because they don't know WTF. Yeah, that's where to focus. My friend Phil Jones mentioned he has a great one pager of a planner, a daily calendar that really could help you line out where you need to focus each day, the conversations that you need to have, and it's a great one pager to keep you focused. And so that's sometimes the problem is we may start a day and have high hopes for the progress that we will make, but we get off track because we didn't know WTF. And so sometimes it just takes a little bit, as Phil says, of thoughtful thought to plan ahead, look at your calendar, look at your week, and think through what are the conversations or the activities or tasks that I need to knock out this week in order to move my life and my business forward. And that's really helpful for me. I don't know if that would be for you. You can start discovering if you've got some calendar dysfunction, if you feel like you don't have time to lead gen, to talk to people, to follow up, if you feel like you're just going so fast or a little bit of a tailspin and can't do some of the most important things in your business. Or this one I see a lot. They may be having plenty of focused time on production, but they're forgetting to take care of themselves. They are forgetting to eat well, exercise, drink water, spend time with family or friends or community because we know that those things are so, so important to longevity and especially longevity in our real estate business because we don't want to get to that burnout phase. Now, other times I hear people say, and you maybe have heard this too, I'm just so busy. I'm so busy. You get to the end of the day and you felt like you had a really, really busy day, but you didn't actually move the needle forward on anything that should have been actually done. So you're busy in theory, but not productive in reality. Here's the truth is though, in business and in life, there will always be storms. There are full schedules. There are shifting markets that we don't have control over, and seasons of hustle when we might have to work a little harder than we did in the past. And the thing, though, is that when you design your ideal calendar, you stop reacting to the lightning and start creating your own sunshine. And then the sky will clear and you don't sweat it, baby. It's all right because you were dancing through the lightning strikes, but now the sky is opal light, says Taylor Swift. I got to throw in some Taylor and some fun, but the idea is still important. There will always be things in real estate and life that we can't control. And the truth, though, is that we just keep going and we make it our own. And that's what designing an ideal calendar is all about. You owning your time and taking back your time. Because when your days are aligned with your purpose, and priorities, even the storms will feel lighter. I constantly have challenges in my life and in my business. I have tough conversations. But because I've built a calendar and a life and a business in alignment with who I am, those challenges feel a little less heavy. I can get through them a little easier because of my time blocked ideal calendar. So that's how you'll turn your chaos into clarity and live your opalite era is a calm and confident and in control of your time. All right, your purpose and your priorities will guide you through times of stress. You know this, you've heard this, you understand it, you've read the books or listened to the podcast, and you know that these things are important. And so, how can we put them into a personal mission statement, a mantra that just keeps you focused? It's an internal GPS, and it helps you to stay focused on what matters, even when there's all those distractions all around us, that that will also allow you to say yes because you'll know what items are in alignment with you, what tasks, what projects, what people, what conversations, you'll be able to say yes because they are in alignment with you and your mission. And the more important word is no. Yeah, I put it in capitals because that's really important. It's only two letters, and darn it if we don't allow ourselves permission to say no, even if, and this is the struggle sometimes, is some things could be in alignment with your core values and your mission, but maybe it's not appropriate timing for your life right now. So saying no is even more important than what you say yes to. And this will help create a clear filter for decision making. All right, so you've if you've hung out with me, I know many of you have, you know that I always talk about a personal mission statement. This is even mentioned at the beginning of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. You know that there is this big why, and you've heard it. I hear it in different industries too. So it's not just specific to us real estate agents. Knowing why we are doing this business or any business or this life is so important for success, whatever success looks like for you. So, a personal mission statement, this is a very simple formula today. I go way deeper into other sessions if you want the whole playbook on mission statement. We've taught that before. But the idea is that you have a passion for something, whatever that something is. That something could be a group of people, a community, a city. You have a passion for teaching or caring for others in some way, whatever the passion is, and you combine it with your unique gift, skill, or talent. So, what do you have a passion for, and how can you help with your own unique skill, talent that would come together for a mission for you? This is a rough draft. This isn't today's, I've got it all figured out. But again, this is kind of pointing you in the direction of your dreams to live a life that you love. So if you were to show me your calendar, I could see your priorities, couldn't I? Yeah. The calendar doesn't lie. If you have one, hopefully you have a version of a calendar, whether it's paper or electronic or both. But hopefully each day that is a working professional day that you're choosing to be a real estate professional, that you have the most important activities on your calendar. We're going to talk about all different examples of priorities and how to time block, but I am just curious, what is on your calendar right now? Because if we believe that it's true that your calendar is a mirror of your values, of what matters most to you, whether it's in your business or your personal life, your calendar could be telling us what matters to you. So, what keeps showing up in your day? Is it purposeful or is it just reactive? It's just something that gets thrown on there because you didn't have a plan with it. Yeah, and so maybe this is a little conversation with yourself, thinking about what does my calendar look like and what does it say? And should I be a little more intentional with building it? Maybe. So, what is not on your calendar that actually matters to you and it should be on there? If you just want to think about that and write that down, make a note for yourself as to, you know, hanging out with my girlfriends at least once a month is valuable and important to me. I should have a girls' night out on my calendar. Taking care of myself each month is important to me. So I should have a monthly massage on my calendar. doing my business in a way that I know will produce positive results is important to me. So I should have business activities time blocked on my calendar so they actually get done. So with that, remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. You must take care of yourself first. You can tell already in this session, before I've even gotten to building out your calendar, I've reflected on knowing what matters to you, what's your purpose and your mission. And now we're going to talk about taking care of yourself because self-care is not a luxury. It is the foundation. You can't lead, love, or serve well if you're running on empty. So when you follow your calendar, you actually have more time to do what needs to be done and also take care of yourself. It's so interesting when I found that if I exercise and eat a good breakfast and have some water and some quiet time, that I have more energy and am more productive in my workday. Have you guys discovered that at all? Does that tend to be true? Yeah. Yeah, so I love making up my own classes because then I can make up my own quotes. And I've been saying this one for a while because I still believe it's true. The more I time block, where some people can feel like, I just like to be a little more, go with the flow kind of person. But I found the more I time block, the more time I actually have. And that just means the more time I have to do whatever I want after I've done my most important activities. I used to feel really guilty of taking an afternoon to have a little bit of me time, get a mani-pedi, or run to the grocery store because I needed to do that. I used to feel really, really, now remember, we are realtors, so we have all the flexibility that we desire. And I would feel bad about it, like I should be working, I should be grinding it. And then finally, I heard and learned that if you're doing your job in the mornings, the most important activities for your profession to succeed, it's okay. That's how you can reward yourself. That's how you can take a break in the afternoon. It's all right because you did what you were supposed to do. Now, if you aren't on track for your goals or didn't do what you're supposed to do, well, then you, I guess, should be punished and you should not go get a mani-pedi when you really need it, like I need it right now. Yikes. And so think about that as you are blocking off your day. Now, again, we talked about our purpose and taking care of ourselves. And so let's think about building a calendar that is based on your values. This is where it gets personalized. I can't build your value-based time-blocked calendar that this needs to be yours. So I have some examples here. These are just examples. What if you have a morning routine? And that morning routine involves some quiet time, maybe some coffee, maybe a little bit of whether you're meditation or prayer or family time or cuddles with your puppies, which is my favorite. This is how you're going to value-based block your morning routine. Intentional family time could be on your calendar. This is important and something I share because realtors forget sometimes to stop working. Even now, I'm an empty nester with my husband, but he doesn't get home till 6 o'clock sometimes in the evening, and my daughter's not here for me to have a distraction and hang out with her. So I've had to force myself to stop working, hopefully around 5-ish, because could I keep working? Yes, I can always find more projects to do, things to work on. Absolutely. But I'm making an effort to stop working, rest, and reset because I get to do it over again the next day. And so having a stop working time, if you do have little ones in the home with you or a partner or spouse, somebody else there, they will also appreciate it if you get off your phone and close your laptop. The exercising and eating healthy is real. We've got this one shot. this one chance in this lifetime to be healthy and strong and doing that not just for ourselves, but for those who love us. And so, are you allowing this one to slip away because you're putting more value into grinding it every day, doing that next deal? We've got this one shot and it's morbid to say, and you know that it's true. We've got to take care of ourselves. Now, this one gets missed as well. This is the planning and thinking time. This is our personal growth and development. Um, we got to keep learning and growing. I also have taught myself that I don't always have to be learning and growing, right? If you are always obsessed with in the car and during the day and in the morning, listening to self-help or productivity lessons or audiobooks, I think it's too much. I started listening to just fun books. I've started listening to fiction. I want to like let my brain rest a little bit now that I'm in my 50s. I want to still learn and grow, and let's also just relax a little bit. Just enjoy some quiet time that's not always so focused. But when I have a planning and thinking time on my business calendar, this would be a time block that can live always on, say, each week, an hour or two on a certain day. Mine are usually on Fridays. And this is where, when I have that idea of that new system or that program or that plan that I want to build or create, then I can go and put it into this thinking and planning time block so that it's got a place to live, but it's not living in my mind anymore. It's I'm relieving my brain from continuing to obsess over the system or the idea, and it has a place to go where I can add notes and come back to it later when I get there later in the week. Thinking and planning time often gets missed. And then, of course, your values for your business should be that you are building relationships. This is a relationship-based business. You need to talk to people. You need to connect with people. You need to have coffee dates, lunch dates. That's how you can actually start having some fun again in this business. That allows us to um, deepen these relationships beyond just the drip campaign that they're on in your email, your social media feed. How about you take that online relationship offline through direct messaging, texting, and actually voice conversations. So, those are all just an overview of having a value-based time block calendar. And oh, this last one is great. Just white space, just some chill time in between. Have you guys blocked your day so much sometimes that you get to the end of the day and you like had not even gone to the bathroom or gotten a drink of water? Yeah. And so we learned this from a coach, that in between appointments, having a little time slot, it could be 15 minutes, maybe, it could be 30, what we called a buffer block. That buffer block then allows you to take a break, walk around, get a drink, get a snack, reset for that next activity that's coming up. This also is helpful for you realtors out there who get out of the office a lot, is having enough time to actually leave one activity and maybe drive to show a house or an appointment. These buffer blocks allow for drive time that we don't always account for, and then we're late to appointments, which is not good for our profession. So, how can we definitely set time for rest and recovery? It's so important. All right. We've got all our values figured out. We know what's going to be in alignment with us. So if we start to control our calendar, others can stop controlling us. Control your calendar so others to stop controlling you. I don't know. Do you ever feel like you're out of control when it comes to your calendar? If you've got it purposefully time blocked on your values and your most important activities with the people that you care about most and the most important things in your business, then it's easier then to say no, thank you. No, I'm not available because you already know what's on your purposefully blocked calendar. Now, this is the other piece. So we've got our values, and now we need to know our job description of being a professional real estate agent. A professional real estate agent. You've maybe heard these before, but I don't think they go out of style. If you are a real estate agent, if you're a real estate agent, this is your job description. Are you doing your job every day that if you had a boss, you would still have a job tomorrow? So your job description is this dreaded lead generation. I know the word can be scary. And the truth is, it's just connecting with people, just conversations in any form or way that works for you. I don't care how you do it. It's just having conversations. The next one is then lead follow-up. So you did the generation of the deepening of relationships, and now we stay in touch. We add value. See, I've been doing this business for 25 years, and most of our business still today comes from, probably like you, your personal sphere and relationships. And that's because you've realized the value of staying in touch and adding value. The thing about a database business is that it's the long game. It is not necessarily the right now business, but when you are continually adding value, giving back, staying in relationship with people, then when it becomes time for them to need some real estate help, you will naturally be the one that they think of. And when you do this enough over time, it creates a really big and beautiful business. And yes, there may be times you need to lead generate in a different way that creates right now business, and you get to decide what that path looks like for you. But with your job description, you're lead generating, you're following up, and you are setting and going on appointments. This is getting face to face with people. Now, last year, I created a challenge for myself because I realized I had been holding up in my office and, on the computer and doing all of this work that I was not engaging with other humans. This could even be just friends, other acquaintances in town, meeting new people, in town realtors. And I just gave myself a challenge. My challenge was to get 100 coffee dates in a year. And I used my friend ChatGPT to just help me create the plan. Gosh, it took a second for me to have a plan on how I could connect and deepen relationships with my clients, my community, and local business owners, and also in-town agents. Did you know it's just 2 coffee dates a week? Could you have a coffee date or two a week to deepen relationships? I count these as setting appointments. Officially, in your real estate job description of being a realtor, those appointments should also be buyer and seller consultations, of course. But if you didn't have one of those, it does not hurt to deepen a relationship with somebody else as well. The other thing of in your job description is negotiating deals and getting contracts signed. Gotta actually do the business of real estate. You gotta pull them through. So this again is just having good conversational skills and practicing exactly what to say and questions to ask so that you're able to convert them from just a relationship and a conversation all the way to signing an agreement and getting into contract. The other key piece of this job description is that whether you like it or not, you got to keep practicing your skills, growing personally and professionally. And the fun and not so fun part of real estate is it's always changing. Just as soon as we think we've got it figured out, and this is 25 years speaking here. As soon as we think we've got to figure it out, something changes. The contract changes, the buyer broker agreement changes, like all of the changes that can happen. So, this is why practicing your skills and role playing your conversations is a part of your job description. So, I mentioned this earlier, and it could be phrased this way. If you had a boss, what would you be fired for not doing your job? Yes. Well, now you know your job. It's right here. This is your job. And so if this is your job every day to have a piece of this inside of your calendar, now you know what you need to do to not be fired. I even had it phrased to me one time from a coach saying, because I'm the CEO of my business, running a real estate team, that if I had a board of directors for my business, would I still have a job as the CEO? And I'll tell you, the answer is no. And sometimes it's still no. But that's the reminder of what is important for us to do each day, each week in order to keep our job. So now let's just put all these things together. So, what if your values that you thought of were added into the job description of a real estate agent and they helped you create your ideal calendar? This is the fun part because the truth is that your calendar every day, it's your compass. It tells you where to go and what to do and when to do it. If there's nothing on your calendar, well, then how do you know what's going to happen? Oh, you're living a reactive life. See, I'd rather live a purposeful one. And so this is the example, and you've got this in your handout, and I've got another code here at the end. You can download it. This is just an example. I think we even give you the template, maybe, or we can, of how you could create your own ideal calendar. This is just blending all the different examples I already shared with you into a calendar. You can see we've got an example here at the top, and then of course you get to build your own. But for me, this is just something I'm very visual. So I need to see it all mapped out to see what it looks like. So some of the things that are kind of highlighted in bold are things that I've added in because I've either read a book or learned a new lesson of a way to start my day or plan or think about how I want my day to go. So waking up, getting going, and I think about what are the things that I'm grateful for. Now, how I hack that inside of my real life is as a real estate team. It's a team rule that every morning we use a tool called Slack, and everyone on our team shares what they are grateful for and what their three big rocks are for the day. So that's how I hacked forcing myself to be grateful every day is that I have my whole team do it with me. So, what a great way to start your day. This is what I'm grateful for today. Today, by the way, I was grateful that so many of you signed up and decided to join me here on this class. So, thank you. And then we're going to get into taking care of ourselves, exercise, eat, personal growth, whatever that looks like for you. Many of you are on my friend James Shaw's morning call, Pivot Shift Ahead. That's a great way to get ready in the morning, get your mindset right. For me, the time zones, it's a little early, so I'm still in the getting ready. So I'm listening while I'm getting myself all pretty for the day. And so I'm taking care of me before I go take care of others. Planning and calendaring is also where I'm going to glance at my calendar. What do I have to do today? What are my top three goals that I'd like to accomplish? It doesn't have to be all of the things in every day. Give yourself some grace. Maybe it's just one thing. What's one thing I'm going to do today that will absolutely move my business forward? Could be something simple. And then we're going to get into the work time. We're going to get into the job description of a real estate agent. You can see it actually was on my calendar when I was l the lead agent of my team. I blocked my calendar every day. I had a role play call at 8:30 a.m. with some agents across the country every day of the week. That's a little extreme. You don't have to go that far. Maybe it's just reviewing who you're going to call that day and practicing in advance what you're going to say and what questions you're going to ask. And then you're connecting with people. This is purposeful, outbound, intentional conversations, thinking through who am I going to talk to? What's my message going to be? What metric will I measure my results with? And then we're going to follow up. This is literally how my calendar looked. I then had a block from 11 to noon that allowed me to kind of decompress from the lead gen time. Follow up, that could be like putting notes into my CRM or writing a handwritten note or setting up a buyer search from my calls, returning any emails that had come in. And please block eating lunch and resetting, standing up, walking around. And in that time block is when I could then go follow up with the title company with the question or reaching out to the lender, see how things are going. Maybe these are more of my admin type tasks and they're put into this time block. So when I'm in my morning session here, I know that I'm going to get back to my email during this time period. So it's okay that email that pops up and comes through doesn't need to be responded right that second. It can wait an hour or two. And it usually works itself out anyway in the time that you've separated yourself from it. This is where in the afternoons, many of you know my daughter when she was younger, I chose to pick her up every day from school. And so that was around 3 or 3:30. And so I knew if I needed to have a daytime appointment of showing houses or listing appointment, it needed to probably be at noon or 1 o'clock or maybe a little bit later, but knowing that I wanted to pick her up, that was important to me. That was my value-based calendar. So having an actual time block on your calendar that puts the people that you care about most on your calendar, but then also allows you to know where new appointments or showings, coffee dates can fit right in. So wrapping up our ideal day, because we have an ideal calendar, is do you have your stop working time? It could be a time block, it could be an alarm, it could say, hey, stop it. Shut the computer. I always found that I could, so for my life is I would pick up Mia, we'd get back, hang out for a little bit, she'd go off and do her thing, and then I might open up back the computer and before around 5 o'clock, I might need to. You're a busy real estate agent. I get this. You may need to go follow up with people one last time, push things over, send a new email or whatever. Like you can have kind of this end of day wrap up as I've called it all these years, because that just then allows me to shut the computer, know that everybody's taken care of, all things have been handled. And then family time or quiet time or go out to dinner time. Or if you got kiddos, maybe it's helping with homework or playing or cuddling or just chilling and doing nothing. But don't get back out the computer if you can help it. Lots of us do. So the wind down time is, I think, really, really, really important as well. Just like your morning routine, your evening routine is crucial to your next morning routine. And so reflecting through, how did I win today? Because see, I started my day with my gratitude and the three things that were most important for me to do today. And did I do them? Did I win the day? Because I did what I was supposed to do. So now it's your turn. You're going to think through your non-negotiables, income producing, generating activities, what strategic business growth do you need, and blocking off your fun and your rest and your white space. Because as you know, If it's not on your calendar, what? It doesn't exist. That's right. I don't even need to put that on the slide because you know the answer. So we know that if it is on our calendar, it's important. And so if you think through it as like your ideal calendar isn't about being perfect, of course not. Life is not perfect. We're not perfect. It's just about being present where it matters most. So when you have blocked your calendar with your values and your job description and being with those that matter most, then everything falls into line in your business and with your people and for your purpose. You get to live a life that you love and have a business that's in alignment with that life. So change is made when you have some action and accountability. I've been talking with lots of real estate agents over the last weeks. I started a new coaching program. And in this program, I'm hearing the one thing everybody really needs most of, accountability. I know, imagine that. So think through, today is Friday. And we even have a holiday coming up. So maybe you can be a little more flex with it, but start planning your next week today. Could you look out into the future and just plop these important values and job descriptions onto your calendar? And then if you move it, you know you just got to put it somewhere else that it gets taken care of. Because if you're struggling in your business, show me your calendar. I mean, what would it really look like if I really got to see your calendar? And if you're feeling out of alignment with your business and with your life, show me your calendar. And if you're really, really ready to build a business and a life that you love, you start by owning your time. Because whether you like it or not, success is scheduled. And thank you for joining me. I am Jenny, and this is a picture of my daughter that I got to take off to college last year. And I had to learn to make space for what matters most in my calendar and in my life. And I'm so glad that I did. And so I hope that you heard some tips or tools or ideas, maybe just some motivation or inspiration to build a calendar that you love, allows you to show up, to be you, to do this business in a way that gives you joy while also spending time with those that matter most. So, thank you guys for hanging out. I do have a new membership type coaching community called Align by Design. We'll send you a little blurb on that in the wrap up email. In this world of AI, everything feels fake to me. Everything looks fake. And isn't it really our job as realtors? It is our job to connect with people and help them. And so, shouldn't we be more real than ever in this age of AI? Like, doesn't that feel good? My stepdad took a picture of me and my mom and my sisters, and he has a really fancy Google phone. And so it blurred out the whole background. And I said, can you just send me the regular picture? And he was really bothered by that because, like, you don't like it that it's all blurred out. And I said, honestly, like, in today's AI world, I just want things to be real. What do you guys think about that? You agree? Like, let's just be real. And that's where I think maybe it's a coffee date challenge for you over the next rest of the year or next month. Maybe it's I'm going to have a lunch date once a week with an old friend or a past client I haven't talked to in a while. The energy that it will give you with your ideal calendar time block, so you're able to be present in that coffee date or in that lunch, the energy it will give you, it doesn't mean that it has to produce a piece of right now business. But dang, just the human connection, I think, is so, so key. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you so much. Please reach out if you need anything. We will send over this video later on, this one pager. You're welcome to share it. You can share the video. I tend to put all of my classes on my YouTube channel, Your Journey with Jennie. So if you haven't already subscribed, that might be a good place to go get like past trainings and tips and tools and things that we use in our business. And have a great one.